Let me begin our next story with a question. What if the future of medicine isn't about treating disease, but outsmarting it? For centuries, doctors played catch-up. Disease struck, humans responded, the cycle repeats. But something is shifting. And in just the last 5 weeks, 5 breakthroughs have landed in the field of medicine. And tonight, we break it all down. Let's start with a drug that has scientists excited. It's called retatrutide, made by Eli Lilly. And yes, it started as a weight loss drug, but calling it just that would be an understatement. Our bodies have hormones that control hunger, blood sugar, and how fat is stored. Most current drugs like Ozempic and Mounjaro, they mimic one or two of these hormones. Retatrutide hits 3 simultaneously. Scientists call it a triple agonist. Think of it as not just turning the volume down on hunger, but rewiring the entire sound system. Patients in trials lost over 24% of their body weight. But the real headline? Retatrutide appears to reduce inflammation throughout the body. Because obesity isn't just about weight, excess fat is essentially biological fire. Quietly burning, silently increasing the risk of heart disease, diabetes, liver failure, even cancer. This drug may be attacking the fire itself, not just the smoke. Now, to a cancer so aggressive, so fast-moving, that doctors have historically had almost nothing to offer patients. I'm talking about pancreatic cancer. At the center of the story is a gene called KRAS. It keeps telling cells to divide, grow, multiply endlessly. And for decades, scientists could not find a way to press the brakes. They literally called it undruggable. A company called Revolution Medicines may have just proved that wrong. Their experimental therapy targets KRAS directly. Early results show tumors shrinking, patients surviving longer than expected, for a disease with one of the worst survival rates in oncology. That sentence alone is historic. The trials are ongoing, but hope at this point is no longer theoretical. Moving on to breakthrough number 3. What if you could solve bad cholesterol forever with a single injection? That's not science fiction anymore. There's a gene in your liver. It's called the PCSK9. Its job? Controlling how much bad cholesterol or LDL stays in your body, in your blood. Too much PCSK9 activity means too much LDL, which means clogged arteries and heart attacks. Millions of people take statins every single day to manage this. Researchers just tested a one-time gene editing therapy, which essentially switches off part of this gene. The result? Cholesterol levels dropped sharply after just a single dose. So instead of a lifetime of pills, imagine a single injection that protects your heart for decades. Breakthrough number 4. At Mayo Clinic, artificial intelligence is doing something quietly remarkable. It's finding cancers that human eyes miss. Radiologists analyze thousands of scans every year. CT scans, MRIs, X-rays. Early-stage tumors can hide in details, nearly invisible to even the most trained eye. AI systems trained on millions of scans learn to detect patterns linked to disease with extraordinary precision. And critically, the AI isn't replacing doctors. It is acting as the world's most attentive second opinion. In cancer, catching it early isn't just better. It is often the difference between life and death. And finally, a breakthrough, one that sounds most like science fiction, a smart drug for cancer. Normally, your immune system has T cells which act like security guards. They scan cells in the body and remove anything abnormal. But cancer cells can be sneaky. Inside your body, cells show tiny ID tags on their surface, so T cells can recognize them. An enzyme called the ERAP1 helps prepare these ID tags. Some tumors mess with the ERAP1, so the ID tags become unclear or incomplete. When that happens, the cancer cell becomes harder for T cells to read. So by disrupting ERAP1, tumors can hide better from the immune system, which helps them survive and grow. That is why treatments like immunotherapy, which works by sending those T cells to hunt cancer, fails in 2/3 of the patients. But now, Oxford-based researchers developed a drug. It is called the GRWD 5769, and it removes the cloak that cancer cells put on ERAP1. In a trial across the UK, France, Spain, and Australia, patients with cervical, bladder, liver, lung, and bowel cancer, patients for whom every other treatment had failed, were given this drug alongside immunotherapy. Tumors shrank in 26 of 83 patients. And here's where we land. 5 breakthroughs, 5 different diseases, 5 different mechanisms, but one unmistakable direction. Medicine is no longer just managing disease. It is beginning to dismantle it. At the genetic level, at the cellular level, the biological root, the body has always fought back. And now, more than ever, science is helping in this battle.
The planet is gasping for breath. Several species are fighting for survival. Through extreme heat waves, raging wildfires, severe droughts, and the race to build a greener future. But are we listening? This World Environment Day, join us for a special edition of Planet Pulse at 9 a.m. IST and 3:30 a.m. GMT, only on First Post.
Big shifts don't announce themselves. They arrive as updates, version numbers, a quietly changed headline. But zoom out and you'll see it. The way we work is being rewritten. Cars are turning into software. Your phone already knows what you'll ask before you do. These aren't trends or hype. They're ripples. Small, quiet moments that spread until the whole surface has changed. This is Ripple, an explainer series around tech, auto and AI with me, Konak Tyagi, where we explain the future using the past and the present before it feels like one.